Hey everyone, this is a trick called the Phantom Whip, and it looks like this, or this, or this, or even this. So the Phantom Whip is a whip from a trapeze, and when you are in it, you're in what's called the Phantom Hold, which is kind of this locked thing that looks like a Mach 5. But if you drop this pointer finger, the yo-yo falls out. Now, the Phantom Whip, I think, is a original trick of mine. The term Phantom Hold or Phantom Mount is actually a trick from Yo Tricks, so shout out to them. They have some tutorials on other Phantom Holds, but let's get into this one because this is a trick I get requested all the time. So the Phantom Whip is very similar to the Kamikaze Whip. The difference being the Kamikaze Whip is going to be this overhand motion. It's also called the Overhand Whip. And the Phantom Whip is going to be underhand. And of course, the other difference being that the Kamikaze is a lock where this is a Phantom. So that means I can drop this pointer finger and it falls out. So I start with a trapeze. I pinch a little bit, just a little bit, to create some friction with that left hand, with that middle finger and the pointer finger. So that gives me the ability to do this move without the yo-yo taking away all my slack. If you don't do that pinch, that slack gets a lot harder. So if you don't do that pinch, it's just going to be a lot more skill. So you can kind of cheat it a little bit by just a little bit of pinch and doing that. Now the move I'm doing with my throw hand, this hand, is going to be trapeze. I'm going to put my hand palm down and then put my pointer finger up. Really, you just need these two fingers. And what I'm going to do is with these two fingers, I'm going to whip out and under. And I'm trying to create this slack right here, this slack. Trapeze, palm down, pointer finger up. You got this shape right here, and a little bit of pinch with my free hand. My throw hand is now going to whip out, and you can see that slack that I got. And what I want to do is hit the yo-yo with this part of the slack, this part right here, going right under the middle finger. That's the part that wants to hit the yo-yo. This other part right here, going to the middle finger, that goes behind. So what I'm trying to do is nail the yo-yo with one string, and then the other string goes behind. And when you're done, you should look like this. Again, out, on, out, on. Now, you can do whatever you want to from here. There's a lot of tricks you can do. What I like to do is hop the yo-yo up, and as the yo-yo is going up, I then let it fall off my pointer finger. That's going to give you a nice pop. Aesthetically, you're going to have this motion that looks like you're kind of tied into something, but you hop up and you kick it out. That's also going to give you a nice little speed. So it's going to give you a reverse direction. It's going to kind of really sell that trick. And when you're doing this trick, you can also do it from different angles. So you can kind of turn your hands this way and do a pop, or the yo-yo goes this way, or turn this way. All of those things just add a little bit more style to the trick. But mostly I just like to go up. And you can see I'm letting go of that pointer finger as the yo-yo goes up. From that Phantom Whip, there's actually a lot of things you can do other than just dropping. For instance, I just did a move where I did the Phantom Whip and then I let go and I try to send this slack around and land onto the yo-yo. That's kind of an advanced move. You know, I mentioned that I like to do the hops, and I mentioned that I like to change directions. The one other thing I like to do from the Phantom Whip is a gyroscopic flop. And the way I do that flop is I do the whip, I take my fingers and I just kind of shorten the string, and then I just pull the strings, do a gyroscopic flop, and you are actually in a bind after that. So when you do that move, you're actually sitting on the wrong side of the string. So if you just do a pinch, you can bind the yo-yo back up. That is the Phantom Whip. If you have any questions, let me know. Also, like I said, I think this is an original trick of mine. I did reach out to a couple folks like Black and some folks that have been doing kind of similar things and checked, and you know, they had different variations. I do think that my trick is based on kind of the Kamikaze, and it's based on the slack whip that black does. So Paul Escolar and black get some major props there. But boop. I hope you enjoy the Phantom Whip.